Okay, now the third topic that we'll be discussing is tenses. Again, you can definitely expect 2 to 3 questions based on tenses. Now, tenses is a very big topic, but I'll be handling it in a very simple way, which exactly, see, whatever is exactly required, that is what I would be handling. Okay, so this session, I'm very sure that you'd be very interested because I would be handling tenses in a way which your English ma'am would have never taught you. Okay, so definitely the way I am going to give you examples and the way I am going to handle tenses, I'm sure that you might be coming across such kind of class for the first time. Although tenses is not a new topic to you all, most of the times, your English teacher, from the time you got into your higher secondary, tenses topic comes every year. Okay, and your English teacher teaches you in a way which is never worked for you all. Okay, so today I'll be teaching it in a different way, so I expect everybody to pay attention and participate. So far I don't have any problem with your participation. I would expect you to participate in the same way in the coming days as well, including today. Okay, having said that, now tell me, how many tenses do we have? There are 12 tenses. The tenses are nothing but 12 types of actions which takes with respect to the given time zone. In a particular time zone, 4 actions takes place. Say if it is present time zone, there are 4 actions. Simple present, present continuous, present perfect continuous. These all are nothing but 4 ways with which an action takes place in a particular time zone. Similarly, another 4 way is simple past, past continuous, past perfect continuous. And the last 4 tenses or the actions with which, with respect to the particular time zone, future is simple future, future continuous, future perfect continuous. Ways with which an action takes place in a particular time zone. Okay, basically an action is taking place there. Okay, so in a particular time zone, 4 ways with which an action can take place. Okay, say for instance, let's start with present time zone. In present time zone, we have 4 ways with which an action takes place. Okay, first one is simple present. So the conditions where we use simple present is, please take it down: universal rule, universal truth, law, and habit, routine, hobby, job. All these places we will use simple present. Okay, wherever there is a sense of regularity, we use simple present. For instance, daily sun rises, so sun rises in the east. That is also a universal truth. Can sun rise in the west? It can never rise in the west, so it can only rise in the east. So universal rule, universal truth, universal law. See, if you are an engineer, you go and check your engineering theory or all those laws, everything would be written in simple present. Fine. So hobby, habit, he plays guitar, she plays guitar. Okay, I am a trainer, she is a trainer. So all these things will be simple present. Job, anything which we do in a routine way. Routine, there is a routine for something. There we use simple present. The next tense is present continuous. Okay, anything which is happening right now at this point of time, at this moment, we use present continuous. Okay, for instance, the fan is rotating over my head. Fine, I am listening to the class. He is training. We all are breathing. We use ing. Continuous is nothing but, where we use ing to convey that it is happening at the moment. We are listening. Okay, I am taking notes. That is your present continuous. Two tenses done, simple present, present continuous. Please know that conditions alone. Don't try to mug up anything. Automatically you will write the answers. Automatically you will be able to identify the tense. Third tense is present perfect. Now, present perfect, slightly you need to pay attention. You need to pay attention bit more. See, any task which has happened just now, the action has happened. It is completed, but it is just now it has completed. Okay, for instance, I have joined the training just now. I have. So here we use have plus what you call past participle. I have joined. What is the past participle of join? Join, joined, joined. I have eaten my breakfast. So if it is from the third person pronoun, it is she has eaten the breakfast. He has eaten the breakfast. They have eaten the breakfast. So here we have plus past participle. Why we are using that have plus past participle or has plus past participle? Because to convey that it has happened just now. Don't memorize it as some formulae. Fine. What if that particular action, say for instance, an action which took place in the past and it is still continuing. An action starts in the past and it is still continuing. What was the example that I gave you? So an action took place and it is still continuing. So I have been living in India since independence. So I have been living, that is present perfect continuous. See, if I have to put this, we are independent since 1947. If I have to put this in present perfect continuous, it has to be India has been enjoying its freedom since 1947. Okay. So has been enjoying will come. Okay. Similarly, I have been attending the training program for the past 3 days. I have been attending, which means what? The action started 3 days ago and it is still continuing. I have been. We have been attending the training program. Have been plus ing form of the verb. Please don't try to memorize it. The moment you say has been attending or have been attending, it is present perfect continuous. Clear everyone? We go to the past time zone now. In past, again we have 4 conditions. First condition is simple past. Okay, simple past, an action was completed. It was over yesterday or even last year. Any time the action was over. Okay, now I completed my task. I completed my task. Fine. She completed her task. That's your simple past. Now what is past continuous? When an action is continuing in the past. When an action is continuing in the past, we use past continuous, which means I was completing my task. She was completing my task. Understood, guys? Yes or no? I was completing my task. She was completing her task. Okay. Now, so past perfect is the most difficult tense of all because, okay, whenever you talk about past perfect, an action had taken place before an action took place. Please try to understand this context. Okay. See, past perfect is always about past of past. Note down this also. Past perfect is always deals with past of past. The best example I can give you is I went to my friend's place yesterday. I went to my friend's place yesterday. I went to my friend's place yesterday. Before that, he had left to cinema. Now, please try to understand this context. When I say I went to my friend's place yesterday, I went to my friend's place yesterday. That is simple past. Yesterday I went. Before that, which means in the past of past, before that an event had taken place. What is it? Your friend had left to cinema. Okay. I went to my friend's place yesterday. Before that, he had left to cinema. So the first portion or the first half is simple past. Before that, an action had taken place. That's why I have given you the definition. Past perfect is nothing but an action had taken place before an action took place. Clear everybody? See, I'll tell you in the exam how they will ask you. They'll ask you very simple. I went to my friend's place yesterday. Before that, he had left to cinema. Okay. So there, it will be one underline would be there under hand. They will give you has, have, okay, and something was or something, no error. What is the answer? No error. Okay. So that's where you need to be smart. Fine. So sometimes how they will ask is, I went to my friend's place yesterday. Before that, he dash left to cinema. It will be has, have, had, no correction required. What would be the answer? Answer has to be had. Okay. But what most of you people will do is you will simply mark no error and come. So please be very careful. This past of past will definitely test you, your verbal ability. Okay. Now shall I give you another example? I have coffee. What tense is this? Yes, you have to tell me clearly. Okay. See, the moment I say coffee, it's a habit. I told you, habit, hobby, everything will come under simple present. So when I say I have coffee, the auxiliary verb have has been used as a main verb. Okay. Usually auxiliary verb has, have, had, is, was, are, all these things are auxiliary verb. But sometimes these auxiliary verbs are also used as main verbs. Okay. So when I say I have coffee, which means it's in simple present. Okay. Now, what is the present continuous of this statement? I have coffee. Simple present, I have coffee. Present continuous. Good. I am having. Now, what is the present perfect of this particular statements? I have had coffee, which means what? Just now I have had coffee. Now is the real trick. Okay. Let me see if you are able to crack this particular thing. Tenses is over, guys. Okay. So I am quite hopeful that you will give me the right answer. What is the past perfect of I have coffee? I had coffee. Have you all ever seen a sentence with two hats? Okay. See, I'll again give that statement. I went to my friend's place yesterday. Before that, he had coffee. So this would be the statement. I went to my friend's place yesterday. Please note it down. I went to my friend's place yesterday. Before that, he had coffee. Okay, I went to my friend's place yesterday. Before that, he had coffee. Two hats would be there. Cunningly, they will underline that both two hats. In the option, you will have had, has, have, no error. Okay, what you people will do? You will simply don't. Now you will mark no error. You in a regular, if you didn't understand this concept now here in this training, you would simply mark option A had. Okay, some people won't mark anything. They directly come and tell to me, sir, it is printing mistake. Okay, there is no printing mistake and all. The answer is two hats will come, so the answer is no error. I went to my friend's place yesterday. Before that, he had coffee. Are you understanding what is past perfect tense? Now tell me, what is the past perfect continuous of I have coffee. Past perfect continuous. I had been having coffee. Fine. I had been having. In present perfect continuous, you will have I have been having. In the past perfect continuous, you will have I had been having. 8 tenses is done. So past perfect continuous nothing but in the past of past the action is continuing. Simple. When in the past if the action is continuing, it is past continuous. In the past perfect continuous, past of past the action is continuing. So if an action continues in the past, it is past continuous. If it is continuing in the past of past, it is past perfect continuous. I had been having coffee is the past perfect continuous of I have coffee. If I have to put this in the statement, I went to my friend's place yesterday. Before that, he had been having coffee, which means in the past of past, the action is being on. 8 tenses are done. Okay. All you need to remember is the conditions. Never ever try to memorize it. If you memorize it, definitely you will fail. The problem with our English language teachers is most of the time they teach language as some maths or some kind of formulae. Language has to be taught as a language. Okay, you have to conceive the language as language, not like some shortcuts, some formulae and all. The V1 plus V2, V3 and all will never help you. If you understand it in a conceptual base, you can easily understand language. Okay. Anyway, going forward, we are left with only 4 tenses. Okay. So which will take place in the future. So if you use the modal verb will, okay. So I will come to college tomorrow. What tense is this? I will come to college tomorrow. What tense is this? To college tomorrow. What tense is this? Good. Simple future. Thank God nobody said only future. It has to be said as simple future. Okay. So if it is a continuing, what will come? You yourself tell. Future continuous. I will be coming. Again, future perfect comes. Fine. Now know the condition. Okay. See, when I say I will come to college tomorrow, I am not telling anything specific. I am not telling at what time I am coming and all those things. Okay. If suppose I am mentioning the time or before which I have already come or before which the action is done. Okay. So you will say, I will have come to college by this time tomorrow. By this time, the action would have completed. Fine. So you are being specific with the time. I will have come to college by afternoon tomorrow. Will have come. Fine. Similarly, she will have come to college tomorrow by this time. You will not say has here. Fine. Understood, guys? What is future perfect? If it is future perfect, fine. You are telling, you are specifying the time. I will have come to college by tomorrow. Again, have will come. Have plus past participle. What is the past participle of come? Come, came, come. Now, what is if that particular action is continuous? That is before that particular time, the action is being continued. So, how will you say that? Last tense. I will have been coming by this time tomorrow. I will have been coming to college by this time tomorrow. I will have been coming. So this is nothing but future perfect continuous. Future perfect continuous. So I will have been, she will have been, he will have been, they will have been coming to college by this time tomorrow. Future perfect continuous. Clear, guys?